Hey everyone, it's your name. Today, we need to address a topic that affects us all: food security. We often take for granted the abundance of food available to us, but recent events have shown that this abundance can be quite fragile. We've seen headlines about supply chain issues and empty grocery store shelves, and it's a stark reminder of how interconnected and delicate our food systems are. The truth is, access to food is more fragile than we think. Climate change, economic instability, and geopolitical tensions all play a role in this fragility. In this video, we're diving into 10 common food items that could be affected by future shortages. These include staples like rice, wheat, and corn, as well as fruits and vegetables that are essential to our diet. We'll explore why these foods are vulnerable. Factors such as changing weather patterns, soil degradation, and water scarcity make it increasingly difficult for farmers to produce consistent yields. This isn't about hoarding or panicking, it's about practical steps for our well-being. By understanding the risks, we can make informed decisions about our food consumption and storage. So let's approach this with a proactive mindset. Growing our own food, supporting local farmers, and reducing food waste are just a few ways we can contribute to a more resilient food system. Knowledge is power, and together we can navigate these challenges. By staying informed and taking action, we can ensure that we have access to the food we need, now and in the future. Let's dive in and learn more about how we can secure our food future. Let's kick things off with dairy products. They are a staple in many households, providing essential nutrients and a variety of flavors to our meals. Milk, cheese, yogurt, these items are perishable and their journey from farm to table is complex. From the moment they leave the farm, they require careful handling and refrigeration to ensure they remain safe and nutritious for consumption. Remember those images of farmers dumping milk during the pandemic? That's what happens when supply chains get disrupted. The sudden halt in demand from restaurants and schools led to an oversupply, and without the means to store or process it, much of the milk had to be discarded. But we can adapt. Explore shelf-stable alternatives like powdered milk or UHT milk. These products have a longer shelf life and can be stored without refrigeration, making them a practical option during times of uncertainty. Try making your own yogurt or cheese at home. Not only is it a fun and rewarding activity, but it also allows you to control the ingredients and ensure freshness. Freezing is another option for some dairy products, like cheese. By freezing cheese, you can extend its shelf life and reduce waste. The key takeaway is to diversify your options and not rely on one source. By incorporating a mix of fresh, shelf-stable, and homemade dairy products, you can ensure a steady supply and reduce the impact of any disruptions. Flexibility goes a long way in food security. By being open to different types of dairy products and methods of preservation, you can better navigate the challenges of the dairy dilemma and maintain a nutritious and varied diet. Let's move on to pantry staples, canned goods. These items are often the unsung heroes of our kitchens, providing convenience and nutrition when fresh options aren't available. Beans, soups, vegetables, and more. These are the essentials that can make a quick meal or add substance to a dish. Fruits, too, join the ranks of these long shelf life heroes. They can be a sweet treat or a vital ingredient in various recipes, but their production relies on a smooth supply chain. From the farm to the factory and finally to your pantry, each step must work seamlessly. Any disruption in this chain can make those once abundant cans a hot commodity. Natural disasters, economic shifts, or even global events can impact availability. That's why it's wise to have a well-stocked pantry as a food safety net. It ensures you have access to essential nutrients and meals, even when shopping trips are less frequent. Focus on a diverse stockpile of canned fruits, vegetables, beans, and soups. This variety not only keeps your meals interesting, but also ensures a balanced diet. Rotate your stock regularly, using older items first. This practice helps prevent waste and ensures that your food supply remains fresh and safe to eat. A well-stocked pantry is like an insurance policy for your food supply. It provides peace of mind knowing that you and your family are prepared for any situation that might arise. So, take the time to build and maintain your pantry. It's an investment in your well-being and a step towards self-sufficiency. Let's talk about cooking oil. From sautéing vegetables to frying meals, cooking oil is essential. The production of cooking oil involves a global network of crops. These crops are susceptible to weather, pests, and diseases. impacting yield and price. Diversify your cooking oils, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, or locally sourced options. Store your cooking oils properly in a cool, dark place. Be mindful of your oil usage to avoid waste. By diversifying and storing properly, we can be more resilient. Let's talk about peanut butter. It's nutty, versatile, and has a long shelf life. Peanuts are subject to weather and pests, impacting yields and prices. Peanut butter is a nutritional powerhouse, packed with protein and healthy fats. A little goes a long way with peanut butter. Explore different types of peanut butter and have a variety on hand. Use peanut butter in smoothies, sauces, dips, or baked goods. Get creative and discover new ways to incorporate this pantry hero. Let's talk about water, the foundation of life. Natural disasters, infrastructure failures, and droughts can disrupt our water supply. Be mindful of your water usage. Fix leaks, take shorter showers. Invest in a water filter to remove contaminants. Consider setting up a rainwater collection system. Water is a finite resource. Treat it with respect. Ensure its availability for future generations. Bread is life, but its production is complex and vulnerable. Wheat is subject to weather patterns, political instability, and pandemics. Diversify your grains: rice flour, coconut flour, almond flour, quinoa, and spelt. Learn to bake from scratch for greater control over your food supply. Connect with local farmers, bakers, and food co-ops. These networks provide valuable resources and support. We're all in this together. Be prepared, not alarmed. Let's talk about frozen foods, the ultimate convenience food. Frozen foods rely on a consistent energy supply and an uninterrupted cold chain. Power outages and transportation disruptions can lead to spoilage. Be mindful of your freezer space. Prioritize freezing fresh produce and homemade meals. Invest in a good quality cooler and ice packs for power outages. Embrace traditional preservation methods: dehydrating, canning, and fermenting. Convenience is great, but self-sufficiency is better. Diversify your food storage methods. Let's talk about meat and poultry. Meat production is complex, resource-intensive, and vulnerable to disruptions. Consider reducing meat consumption and incorporating more plant-based meals. Explore alternative sources of protein: beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, nuts, and seeds. Prioritize quality over quantity, support local farmers, and sustainable practices. Our food choices impact the environment, animal welfare, and our health. Make conscious decisions about the meat you consume. Create a more sustainable and resilient food system. Let's talk about ramen noodles. Ramen noodles rely on a complex supply chain of wheat, palm oil, and seasonings. Disruptions can impact availability and affordability. Ramen noodles are often low in essential nutrients and high in sodium. Diversify your pantry staples: rice, pasta, quinoa, and canned goods. Get creative. Add fresh vegetables, protein sources, and flavorful sauces. Be mindful of sodium intake. Look for low-sodium options. Enjoy ramen responsibly and prepare for potential disruptions. Let's talk about white rice. Rice production depends on specific climate conditions and water availability. Climate change and geopolitical factors can impact yields and prices. Be mindful of consumption and reduce food waste. Explore alternative grains: quinoa, millet, and sorghum. Support sustainable farming practices. Invest in drought-resistant rice varieties and water conservation techniques. Create a more resilient and equitable food system. The future of food, it's in our hands. 10 common foods highlight the fragility of our global food system. This isn't about panicking. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge. Small changes in our daily lives can make a big difference. Diversify diets, reduce food waste, support local farmers, and learn preservation techniques. Stay informed, be proactive, and work together for a sustainable food system. If you found this video helpful, subscribe and share it with your friends.